in, but that's okay. Kind of like that centered with that. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. There we go. Okay. And oh, microphone. Okay. From what I can tell, it looks like that is working. Yeah, right there. Right there. I think that's the magic spot. Don't be doing that zoom thingy. How do I get it to just stay? There. Hopefully that fixes it. Is that where I want it? Yeah, well, that works good. Okay, let's see here. And from this angle, yes. You know what? I'm gonna turn it slightly. And then where is the glove? Dang it. All of the things. Let's see. Okay, so that's in line. I just need to, perfect. Purred. And now it's time to party. Okay. So we'll go right here. That should be good. All right, my friends, let's bow in. Awesome. So, man, it's funny, like, I keep forgetting to check my hair, and so every video I've got some little like whoop thing going on or something on my hair, and I'm always like, dang it, I need to remember to check my hair and like brush it or something. And then today I woke up with bedhead, so there's nothing I can do about this. So if it looks pretty silly, that's just the way it's been since 5 a.m. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna warm up with what we always do, our shadow boxing, beginning with just the footwork, getting the ankles moving, getting the knees, getting some juice in your step, okay? Good, no techniques right now, no punches, no kicks. I just want you to focus on getting that bounce going, getting that bounce, okay? Good. There are exceptions to this rule, but generally, you always want your stance opening rather than closing as you move around. If you go to your right, right foot moves first. If you go to your left, left foot moves first. If you're going back, back foot moves first. If you're going forward, forward foot moves first, unless you're doing that slide step. Then it's the opposite, okay? All right, so start to bounce the shoulders, start to move the arms, okay? So start to work in footwork and one other movement. The rule of movement. 2 things, if you can get 2 things moving at all times, feet and hands or feet and head, okay? I mean, you can do all 3, I guess. You can do whatever you want. So, good. Okay, let's start to add in some punches, some kicks. I like to start with just that jab, just kind of getting that feeling of timing. Good. Maybe a lead round kick, okay? And another thing, I always forget to check my shirt, and then I always have this white, almost looks like a belt. Okay? So just getting that jab going. Now make sure you get the other arm too, just so we're getting warmed up on both sides of our body. Rear round kick, okay? We played with that oblique kick. Start adding that stomp in. Oblique kick or a push kick, okay? Wow, that's a check hook. Side kick. Okay, we don't want to forget those fundamentals. Boy, maybe we evade something. Somebody punches at us. Boom, boom. Somebody kicks at us. Wow, boom, here. Okay, or what we were working the other day. Somebody punches, I pull, cross, or pull, jab, cross, or back fist cross. Okay, what other defense? We work that slip, jab, slip, cross. Okay, time, good. Hopefully you're got a little bit of movement in your body. So, in the last video I did a lot of talking, so I'm gonna try and just get right into things. We had to lay some groundwork. But let's go ahead and review our jab feints. And we're gonna add a new one today. So the tactics of Jeet Kune Do: feints, draws, and interception. Those are kind of the 3, that's the meat of it, I guess. And drawing and interception go hand in hand. If you aren't drawing something out, it can be a little more dangerous to try and intercept. Because if you guess wrong, you're in trouble. You gotta try and make sure that you've already, I think of it like a funnel. I said we're gonna get right into it, now I'm talking. Oh, the coffee in the morning, it does it to me. If you think of like a funnel, that person has all the techniques they could throw. I want to try and funnel them into just 1 or 2 techniques, so that I'm always ready to intercept. And so I need to try and get them to, I need to create offers they can't refuse. And then when they go for it, I know what they're going to do. Okay, jab feint. So the first one is a stutter jab. We're going to throw 2 regular jabs, and then we're going to stutter the third. Here we go. So jab. Again, if you want to make this vertical fist, do whatever you want. Jab. All right, now stutter jab. 1, boom, right there. Whether you step on the second one or you stay stationary, either way works. It kind of depends on what they do. Okay, sometimes people move back, so you've got to take 2 steps. Sometimes people just stay right there and cover up, or, well, if they cover up, you probably wouldn't do this. But if they parry and stay in the same spot, then you might stay still on the second one. All right, again, jab, jab, all right, stutter jab. What? Aye. Good, all right, jab, jab, stutter jab, aye. Good. Okay, I want to add to it now. Let's add a cross. I almost threw it right there. So we're gonna go pa-pa. Okay, so we stutter, jab, cross. All right, here we go. Jab, jab, stutter, 1, 2. Jab, jab, stutter, 1, 2. All right, let's get one more. Jab, jab, stutter, 1, 2. Very nice. Okay, let's look at the next one. So now we're going to fake high and hit low. You can fake the jab, or you can kind of do like a little raising arm. I kind of do that a little bit more. I almost feel it reminds me of karate. It's almost like that's what I'm doing. I'm going, whoa, boom. Okay, so here we go. So jab, whoosh, jab, whoosh. Now, fake high, hit low. Remember, punch their stomach, punch their guts out their butt. Sorry for the crude imagery. I had a coach say it that way. It sticks. It sticks in your mind. All right, here we go. Jab. Jab. Fake high, hit low. Whee! One more time. Jab. Jab. Whee! Fake high, hit low. Hi. Good. Okay, now let's add a second shot. We're down here, and so let's look at what reaction would we be drawing when we do this. Obviously, if the guy moves back when we do this, there's not going to be a range to hit. If the person is a really good boxer and knows how to shell up and cover everything, not going to hit. But a lot of times when people see a punch come at their head, if they don't parry it, especially if they're very new, they'll just bring their hands up like this to block it. Okay? But, and there's, even if they're not new, that is a way to do it. So they open their body up. So I go here, I'm trying to look for this. Or maybe you get a karate person, someone that just, or never trained, they just kind of do this, okay? But if they cover up, that's where, boom, as my instructor used to say. So even if, well, it's like, okay, but what if I get in a fight with a good boxer? Well, if you're doing this for self-defense, then as my instructor would say, you're not going for the 6-pack, you're going for the 2-pack. Anyway, so unless their elbows are that long, you don't have to worry about it. They can cover up, shell up perfectly. That's not the target you're going for, is the abs. You're going a few inches lower. So you can always think of it like that. Anyway, so when I jab, the person covers. So think of it as Jeet Kune Do is a problem-solving art. It's not a spoon-fed art. You are asking a question when you jab. Your question is, how do you like to defend? Then you're solving the problem. If they parry, that stutter jab is a good one. If they shell up, then it's very possible that cross the body is going to have a home. Now, if I'm already here, I'm already loaded for that shovel hook. You remember what I was saying? We don't telegraph a shovel hook by going here. We hide it. We throw it. We get into this position first to throw it. Now, I personally, if I'm going to throw a shovel hook, I like to switch leads. This won't affect today, but I just want to tell you, a lot of times I'm sparring, if I see an opportunity for a shovel hook, somebody tends to do this, I'll switch leads on them because my left hand gets their liver. And that, I like to joke that the liver is the chin of the body, okay? That's the knockout button on the body. The solar plexus can hurt too, but liver, let's see, that's my right hand. So liver, so that's where you can rupture someone's liver and end the fight. Usually when you see a knockout caused by a body shot, it's because the person just popped him in the liver. So I'm going to fake high, hit low, and if they're like this, then chances are I've got a direct shot to their liver and I'm already loaded up. Again, because I'm in a right lead, actually this would be more maybe kidneys or ribs. I mean, it still sucks to get hit. But yeah, if I'm actually using this one, I'd probably switch leads on the person. Wow, boom. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna fake high, hit low, and then we're gonna come up with that shovel hook. Ready? 1, fake high. Oh wait, let's do what we did before. 2 jabs first. We gotta know how we're setting it up. 1, whoosh. 2, whoosh. And here we go, fake. What? Boom, body. So I stand up into it. Good, again, jab. 2. If you see me looking this way, by the way, it's because my timer is down there. I want to make sure I'm managing time well. All right, here we go. Fake high, hit low. Hop, boom, boom. 1 more for me. 1, 2, whoosh. Fake high, hit low. Hop, bop, ba. Skadoosh. One habit that I have that's bad and I get in trouble for it is I'll shovel hook and I'll bring my elbow up. Try not to do that. Try and keep your elbow down. One of my coaches would have me do this. Whoom. Because then if I went like that, if the mitt fell, then I had to do a burpee. So, but now that I'm an instructor, I can make all the mistakes I want and then make other people do those things and do burpees when they mess up. I said that jokingly. I think I've gotten pretty good now, but I still have to be mindful of it. Okay, so I want to add a new one today. So we've broken up timing, hot, boom. We've also faked high and hit low. Now we're going to fake low and hit high. And I'll tell you, so I call this a question mark hook. We did the question mark kick where you go up and then you flip it over. Question mark hook is I go out and then I flip it. And when I first learned this, I learned it as fake a jab to the head and then loop it around. Okay, we're going to do it a little bit differently, but you can do it that way. And I remember the first time I tested out in sparring. So test out in sparring, and I go, whop, boom, and the guy goes like this, and then pop, and it worked beautifully. Okay, this is great for somebody that does a cross parry or likes to slip punches, because it puts their head right in line for that. And if they cross parry, their hand is on this side. Okay, so it works great for that. And I remember I was like, oh, I'll try it out in sparring. Whop, boom, I caught the guy. Okay, I'll try it again. Whop, boom. Pretty soon, I think the entire round, I probably, after about 30 seconds in, I just kept doing that. And there's a little part of me that likes to needle at people. Sometimes. I sometimes joke, when I was boxing, I joked that my fighting style was the art of pestering, because I like to pester. It's kind of a way to draw things out, like get them to like get angry and throw stuff, and then I would try and counter on those. So a great way to intercept is get people very emotional, and then they start committing. And when they commit to their shots, sometimes they throw themselves off balance. So I love head movement for that too, because if you've ever tried to hit a bag and you miss and you go off balance, if I block a shot or parry a shot, I'm still giving them something to bounce off of. But if I can evade a shot, now they're expecting to hit and they're upset, so they're throwing everything into it. They become very easy to counter. So I like it. But there's also, I think, a part of my personality. My wife knows it. Yeah, it's fun to needle at people a little bit. Anyway, not because I do it to her. She just sees me do it with people. With that said, oh yeah, so the entire round, I was like, I'm kind of enjoying this. So I just kept whop, bah, and I went the whole round, and I would see him like, and I'd see that. I'd see, yeah, he was getting so frustrated because he couldn't do anything about it, because he just had that habit of always trying to parry my jab. He just could not change gears. So now I find it easier to make this hand go upward and then around rather than straight out and then around. I feel like I don't get quite the same power if I go there versus upward and around. So what I like to do, and also this allows me to get my feet into it. Imagine getting hit with a hook like this versus getting hit with a hook like this. Whop! See that jump? Whop! Actually, when I first started doing that in sparring, I had to start like almost putting no power on that hook, because you'd touch people, and even when you're trying not to hit hard, just you're squatting up into the hook. That's a lot of power. People can put 300 or 400 pounds on a bar and squat it. That's all the power you're adding to that hook. So like I actually stopped doing it a lot of times, because even when I was trying to hit with no power, you know, I'd touch somebody, I'd see their eyes kind of roll back. I'm like, oh crap. So be very careful with this in sparring. But what we're going to do, so we're going to throw a body jab. Now when I punch the body, I want to squat. I want to reach like I'm going to grab like a barbell and do bent over rows here. Okay, I want my arm in a straight line. I don't want to be like this. I want my head off the center line. My head's on the center line. Here my head's off the center line. If they try and counter punch me, it's got a built-in slip already on it. I do have to be mindful of kicks coming up, and I have been hit by them. So, you know, that's the game. If you're fighting each other, you're going to get hit. Sometimes in like Muay Thai, they'll teach you to just punch down, which is a no-no in boxing. But in Thai boxing, they don't want to risk getting kicked. You can do it that way too, but you're not going to get the leg power. So I just say, learn when to throw that straight punch at the right time. Okay, so just have good timing, and you can have both options. But here we're going to punch and we're going to squat down. My stance becomes very wide. Look how wide that is. Okay, you can almost like leave this back foot, you step out like that. I need room to drop my booty. Okay, I need some booty room. My back is arched, like, okay? Hopefully this doesn't look too goofy on camera, but I basically want to go from this to that. I want my booty out, like I'm trying to sit in a chair that's too far behind me. So it's right here. Boom, that's my straight to the body, okay? Other hand is nice and high in case I do run into that kick. Let's do it again. Jab to a body, good. Okay, now watch me. I'm going to fake low. My arm comes out a little bit. I need to get the reaction from them. And then, whoa, there's that hook. Okay, let's you try that now. Okay, so I'm gonna assume you just tried it. So that's one. So now we're gonna jab to a body. Whoa. Jab to the body. Whoa. All right, fake low, hit high. Boom, boom, there's two. Okay, jab to a body. Boom. Jab to a body. Boom. Fake low, hit high. Drop. Wah. You have to sell it. Don't just go like that. And I'll go fall for it. Okay, we've done it 3 times. Let's add a follow-up. For this one, I like to, especially because I tend to come over to the side a little bit. So now the person's head is here rather than right in front of me. I'm off their center line. So when I'm here, I'm right in front. So I'm right in front of you right now. Watch what happens. When I go here, see how I move off angle? Now, see this? Now you're more lined up with my shoulder than with my nose. And so right here, boom, that uppercut. Even if the person's like this, the uppercut can go right up the middle. So I like to move slightly offline. Whop, boom. See, if you look at the glove, right here, the glove is between my feet on that center line. Fake low, hit high. See, now it's lined up with my back foot, which is also lined up with my back shoulder. And boom, whop, I'm loaded up for it. So here we go, let's do 3 of those. I'm gonna do facing the camera because I think that way you can see that center line. So here we go. Jab low, fake low, hook, boom. You see I do a little jump. You don't have to do a jump. You could just stand up and hit. It just doesn't take you off the center line, and that's okay too. You gotta start somewhere, all right? Hopefully I can do a little bit more advanced stuff, or else that means, 30 years of training doesn't really help you. So don't feel like you have to be able to do it exactly as I'm doing on day 1. All right, jab to a body, boom. Jab to a body, boom. Fake low, hit high, boom, bop, wah. One more time. Jab. Jab low. Here we go. Drop, hook, boom! Mortal Kombat. That's how I was in Mortal Kombat. I was just the guy that hung out in the corner. Because I don't play video games, so I'm just the guy out in the corner just doing this. Come on, jump, kick me. Anyway. Oh, hopefully if you're watching this, you didn't just jump to that clip and you're going, what the heck? That's how you uppercuts? Okay. Now let's play with the oblique kick. Oh my gosh, we're already almost done. I actually have to go to a dentist right after this, so I can't really go that much over. Oblique kicks. So first let's warm up the oblique kick. So stomping, down, down, there's 2. Down, there's 3. Down, there's 4. Down, there's 5. Now let's scoop dirt. Kick sand at them. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now the one we went over was that swing as a fake, and then we flip it over into that question mark kick. Whop, there. Let's do that, and then we're gonna add a second one. I've got 3 of them for you. I'll give you a third one in our last lesson. So here we go. First, stomp down. 1, stomp. 2, stomp. All right, now 3, we're gonna fake. Now remember, this is where you want to come up light on the toe. Come up light on this foot. So if you need to take a moment and just work this again, the Mario jump, okay? Do that Mario jump a few times for me, okay? All right, here we go. So now we're going into a question mark kick. 3, boom. Let this foot come up light so it can swivel. So it's a swivel, it's just waiting. I almost think of it like if somebody had a rope around my ankle and they're pulling, there's a point where if this leg's a swivel, it can't go any farther forward until it swivels, okay? So that's essentially what you're doing. You're going, woo, swivel. All right, let's do it again. Stomp, 1, stomp, 2, and here's the swivel. And now we're gonna scoop, 3, good. All right, again, stomp, stomp, and wah. Is that 3 or 4? We'll do 2 more. Okay, stomp, stomp, and swing. Good. And you know what? You can also go into the solar plexus. If the person drops their hands, even you don't have to go at the head. You could go, boom, toe of the shoe. Bah, put the toe of your shoe right in the solar plexus. Doesn't have to. All right, one more. 1, 2, and swing. Wow. Good. Okay, next one. So I forgot what we used to call this. In the UFC, somebody called it a Superman punch early on, and now that's just what we call it. So, but watch this. So usually a Superman punch, you lift the knee like you're going to throw what's called a teep kick, a teep or a push kick, and then you punch with that hand. This is the same idea, but because we're here, our hip is extra loaded. Wow. If you know what an overhand is, this is a great time to throw an overhand. You get massive power. But we haven't learned that, so we're gonna leave it alone. We'll just do a cross. Okay, so that Mario jump. Okay, do that one more time for me. Mario jump. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go 1, stomp, 2, stomp, and now here I do the scoop, and watch me, and then you try it. I'm going to scoop. I'm going to use that to close distance. I'm going to launch in the air. Wow, there. And look at that. I land on the same foot. This leg kicks back. It's like think of almost like you're trying to kick somebody behind you. Bah. I'm landing on the same leg. A lot of times I'll see people try and do this, and they try and lift this leg. This leg is going like this. Okay? Like that. Okay? You can do that a couple times. All right? All right, now let's do the combo again, or the feint. So 1, 2, now here we go. Take your time. 3, boom, there. One more time for me. 1, 2, and whoop-ways. Good news. Good work. Double kick, low, high. Here we go. We're gonna go low kick, pendulum back. Low kick, pendulum back. Low, flick, and then up to the head. 1, 2. Remember, kick your butt. Not, it's gotta be, and all the way back. Boom. Whip that towel. There's 1. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Good. All right, let's do 3 more. 1, 2, and pa-pa. There's 3. 2 more. 1, 2. Low, high. Again, if they get the right reaction, the second one could go solar plexus again with the toe of the shoe. So it's okay if you can't reach the head. But you can also use this as motivation to want to be able to get the head. 1, so you'll work on your flexibility. 2, good, all right, low, high. Pa-pa! Corpse. I had an Australian instructor I mentioned before, very theatrical. His last move would always end in whoop-a! Corpse. The person was a corpse if you can't. It's not exactly the best. Okay. Oh, I got too much to teach. Not enough time to teach it. Oh my gosh. We got to review the 4 corner parries. Okay, let's do it. So, 4 corner parries. Parry, parry, and this is parry and hit. The goal is you want to hit and then parry only as necessary. Hopefully I hit the person and that ends the fight. So really, my punch is my main line of defense. The cover is just there in case a piece of it gets through, okay? But if they're starting the punch first, you better hope that that's there because a good chance a piece of it's gonna get through. All right, now low gates. Parry and hit, parry and hit. All right, let's go through it again. Parry and hit, parry and hit, parry and hit, parry and hit. All right, again, parry and hit, parry and hit, parry and hit, parry and hit. Okay, now we're going to add a cross to the end of them. The one exception is when we do this one, we're gonna go uppercut, okay? So if the person is shovel hooking, their head's gonna be right there. So here we go. 1, boom. 2, I chop this one in. It almost has like an overhand kind of a feel. Wow. 3, wow. 4, and this is the uppercut. 1, cross. See how my hand's on this side, there's no power here. I use the turning of my body to move. I'm not pulling my hand back, I'm moving my head over. Whop, okay? 2, chop. 3, chop. And 4, up. Forgot how many of those. Let's do one more. Parry and hit. Oh, whoops, with the cross. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's do one more. Ha, hi. Ha, hi. Ha, hi. Ha, hi. Good. Okay. Oh, I don't want to save that for the last one. I might have to. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, you know what? We'll learn the kick and then I'll teach you. We'll play with, we'll just do it. I'll be in a rush to get to the dentist. Okay, inverted round kick. An inverted round kick. Most people are going to have their left foot in front like this. So liver is right here. I like to attack that with an inverted round kick, or you'll see it in Jeet Kune Do called an inverted hook kick. We call this a round kick, so I call this an inverted round kick. Okay, so inverted hook kick is what's often called in Jeet Kune Do. I'm going to try and pull my ankle up to my waist first. So a crescent kick looks like this. You want to avoid doing a crescent kick? Think of like if you're playing hacky sack. You know, that game hacky sack. When you get to here, and then I'm going to kick out. Toe of the shoes, beautiful. Right there. So we're going to step up. Actually, we'll do it from stationary because that's how we're going to use it. So lift, kick out. Now notice how I have to kind of cock my body out. I'm trying to kind of open my hips. I want the kick to feel as much like a snap like this as possible, not a crescent, okay? So here we go, again. Up, kick out. And I'm up on the ball of the foot on the other one. Again, up, kick out, okay? Somebody saw Bruce Lee practicing this and said, well, there's no power in that. And so Bruce Lee told him to hold a focus mitt for him. And Bruce Lee dislocated the guy's arm when he kicked the focus mitt. And they had Linda Lee drive the guy to a hospital so he could keep training. He had his wife drive him to a hospital so he could keep training. So one more time. Wow, good. Okay, now I want you to imagine. So now we're going to play with drawing. Drawing means I give them an offer they can't refuse. I'm here. They throw their punch. I pull. So I'm putting my chin out a lot of times. Maybe not chin, but head forward. Okay, head forward. A lot of times I sort of drop my guard. You see Bruce Lee has that lead hand down. That baits that jab, okay? Person jabs. Now their jab is on this side. What we're really after is the cross. If you imagine when somebody goes to punch you in the body, you naturally go like this. Ugh! Like even just a friend going like that, just joking around. I don't know if that's how you were in school. We were. And so you kind of tighten up. You clinch down. It adds armor. The more that I extend, the more I open myself up, the more it hurts. Things hurt a lot more. So I want the person extending their cross. Boom. So their ribs are nice and separated. And I get into that liver with the toe of my shoe. So I'm here. I bait that jab cross. He throws a jab. Maybe he just throws the jab. I'm just waiting. The moment I see that, so there's the jab again. The moment I see that cross coming right after, bonk. right there. Okay, again, pull, pull, and bunk, right? So I pull from the jab, intercept the cross. Well, let's go 3 more. Pull, 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 kick. Yeah. 2 more. Pull, 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 kick. I'll do 1 from the side in case that helps. Pull, pull. I still got this hand up here if I need to be ready to block, but this one's down so I can bait that jab cross in. Pull, kick. Nice, guys. Okay, that was a quick run through on that one. So now, oh, I did have another one for us too. The knee lift feint. I was gonna give you that, and then we build on it next one, but we'll just have to do it all next one. So I wanna finish with power bump blast. Okay, this is the drill to sort of review last week's stuff. So here we go. We're locking our arms in place. Rotate, 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 rotate. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Feel your hips do the pulling. We're not actually worrying about if we're throwing punches. You can come up here and do this or shovel. Okay, you can do that. But I want you to just feel how the hips pull the arm. Hips pull the arm. So you should be able to just lock your arms like this and ga, ga, ga. Okay, now bump it up. Now we go into cherry pickers. Okay, straight out and right back. Try and touch. All right, get ready for shoe shine. Shoe shine. Relax the shoulders. The shoulders should be responding to the current of the kinetic chain, a little current of energy coming off the ground. All right, back to rotational power. So rotate. Rotate, rotate, rotate. All right, get ready. Cherry pickers. Out and back. Five more seconds. And shoe shine. And back to rotate, 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 rotate. If anybody is watching this and going, I don't get it, I don't know what he's doing, go back and watch week 2, which is videos 4, 5, and 6, where I go through each of the different drills. Okay. Also, if you're not already on my other channel, my branded one, Awesome Impact Jeet Kune Do, get on there. All right, jab cross. So cherry pickers. Okay, I'm gonna try and regulate my breathing so I'm not breathing into the microphone as hard. All right, ready, here we go. Shoe shine, last 10 seconds. Whew. Yes. Yeah, so my branded channel, Awesome Impact Jeet Kune Do. I'm uploading all these videos, top and tail them. So they're easy to watch. You don't have to wade through all the intro and stuff, or all the beginning stuff. Woo! We got one more lesson, guys. One more. Oh, I better get out of here. Oh, shoot. Let's close with the bow. Thank you for joining me. Hey Charles, Jeet Kune Do, it's the art that Bruce Lee developed. Go to my YouTube channel, Austin Impact Jeet Kune Do, and give it a look. There's actually a video on there called What is Bruce Lee's Art of Jeet Kune Do? It's only maybe 3 or 4 weeks old, so you can find it pretty quickly. Scroll down and find it, but yeah, have a look. It's a fun art. All right, guys, bye-bye.